one of the important questions for am I creative or how creative am I is to break creativity up into different aspects of our lives. You might be really, really creative in one aspect of your life, and not so much in another. So let's look at some of those areas to help you tune up your question of where are you creative and how creative are you in those areas. So, areas for creativity. The one that I think most of us think of first is we say, okay, do I have a new idea? Do I have a new concept? Do I have a new solution? Um, this is where new products and services and processes come from. This is where new ways to solve persisting challenges come from. And ideas can range from really, really big ideas to really, really small ideas. And um, don't grade, remember, don't bring the judge in first, but don't grade your ideas first. Write them down and track them. In my journal, when I write down an idea, um, I can kind of tell how important I think the idea is because I use a physical journal. And if I skip down maybe 2 lines, I don't think I'm going to do a whole lot with the idea. If I skip down 2 pages, then I think I'm going to keep coming back to that idea and playing with it and playing with it in order to do something new. So, what about communication and material creativity? You know, you're looking for products, prototypes, advertisements, reports, or photographs. Um, this is a confusing point, I think, for our culture. Sometimes what happens is you have somebody in there, really great communicator. Man, on stage, they nail that TED Talk. Man, when they're doing their motivational seminar, everybody is just like this the whole time that they're speaking. And we kind of get hung up on, was the delivery good versus whether or not the idea was good. And make sure that when your group is working, that you really did find the best ideas, not just who communicated their idea best. So, ideas and communication and material creativity, sometimes we get them a little confused. Make sure that you don't, so you know what's going on. Organizational creativity, how you put together a team, how you saw the market, how you put your team together to do the research to go after the big question. This is how you built structure in order to best prosecute what you need to accomplish. So, organization and how you use the team's gifts in order to go after. Organization and how you structured your firm in order to meet the challenge of going up against a much larger competitor. Those are very important. Relationship. This is where you innovate ways to collaborate, cooperate. You're doing win-win solutions rather than I win, you lose. It could be that you handled a really tough situation with someone and you were really delicate and you were really effective and you were able to negotiate that. There's another way in which this relationship creativity is important. Sometimes you go in and you have a problem and you sit down with someone, and Malcolm Gladwell calls this person a maven. But when you sit down with this person, you say, hey, I don't know what to do this. And this person goes in their database and they say, here, call this number. And based on their how of collaborating with people and listening to people and memorizing people, they remember a relationship with somebody and they say, you should check with this person because I think they can help you solve your problem. So relationships isn't just how I'm getting along with somebody, it's how you remember people and how you make connections between people so that they can do better creativity and better innovation in the future. These are people who absolutely blow me away, but they can produce an event, and that can be anything from an awards ceremony to, a team camping trip, annual meetings. Oh my gosh, how do you keep an annual meeting from being bone grinding boring? They find ways to bring opponents together. They use decor. They involve people. They sequence the parts. They do the backgrounds. There are people who actually have businesses now where they organize events. And, one of my friend's daughters does that for a national corporation where literally 1,000 people come in and she handles every aspect of that. I'm just agog. I'm just amazed at how she does that because she orchestrates all those pieces so that when they're all taking their breaks together, the coffee's there, the Danish is there in the morning, there's fruit for the health freaks and the crunchy people. She has all those questions solved so that people love the minutes and the gatherings and the events as they come off and as they flow. If you go to South by Southwest in Austin in the Springs, how they organize that for 40,000 people, for, film and for, tech and for music. You got to go for the music. But how they organize all of that is just beyond amazing to me. So, inner creativity is probably one of the areas that we don't think about, but you'll have to have it sooner or later. This is where you change yourself. This is where you make a change of heart. You look at part of how you do life or how you do business or how you do creativity, and you find new ways to depart from how you traditionally saw that. It could be that you have to make those interchanges just to stay married and to stay well and to keep your family healthy while you're doing your business. There's a huge statistics for people who didn't manage their families and their homes really, really well. They're terribly successful in the business and they weren't with their kids. Work on the inner creativity and the relationship creativity so that you can hold on to those while you go about doing life. Everybody reaches a place where they crash and burn when they're creating, when they're innovating, when they're launching a new business and being entrepreneurial. You're going to need that place where you buck it up and you suck it in and you reach down deep and you have something new for your inner creativity. The last one that I absolutely love is Bart Simpson. No, not Bart Simpson that you saw on TV. I had a friend when I was in elementary school and in high school, and his name was Bart Simpson. And Bart was the funniest guy I ever knew. He just had that witty, quick, snappy response. There were a few times when he actually did really witty, really crazy responses with teachers, and he got sent to the office. And all of us loved it because we were cheering for Bart, and I think the principal let him off because the principal thought it was pretty funny too. This is also the person that in the middle of a big blow up, they can figure out a way to diffuse a dispute and settle the dispute. They are the person who is always in the process of playing with that. Now then, there's other things, and there are other areas for creativity, and we don't grade them nearly as well as we do the others, but they may be terribly important to you. Enjoy.